What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Edgar Berlanga. Get this, Edgar Berlanga, the knockout artist at middleweight, has been added to the Fury Wilder undercard, which is already kind of stacked. Undercards are always stacked and loaded these days. Have you noticed? Much, maybe most of the time. I think the press releases I receive are a bit over the line, too gushy about the support bouts with main events. But October 9th at the T-Mobile in Vegas, topped by the third dance-off between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, truly the undercard has elements to it that should make plenty of us folks curious enough to want to watch eagerly. We just dropped today Edgar Berlanga, positioned to possibly become the next big pugilist thing out of New York City, will do a battle at T-Mobile, meeting Marcelo Esteban Coceres in super middleweight waltz. Also, Julian J. Rock Williams will scrap with Mexico's Vladimir Hernandez in the 10th round. Then we have, let's see, who else? We have Efe Ajagba taking on Frank Sanchez. Efe Ajagba is 15-0. Frank Sanchez is 18-0 in a 10-round co-main event, spotlight heavyweights. And then there's Robert Helenius versus Adam Kalnacki rematch, as well as the step up for the 21-year-old, the real big baby Anderson, who meets the Russian veteran Vladimir Tereshkin in another heavyweight tussle. Semi-stacked, at least, all told, I'll venture to say. Berlanga's 17-0 with 16 KOs will be heavily favored to handle Coceres to get his legit stacked territory. We'd like to see Berlanga step up to meet to the top 25 middle, someone a notch up from Damon Nicholson, but give the man a break. I'm going to stop there. Okay. If you don't know Edgar Berlanga, he is a knockout artist. He's very heavy-handed. He's taking guys out 1 to 2 rounds. And he's somewhat like, if I could compare him to anybody, it would be like a Daniel Dubois. You remember when Daniel Dubois, Triple D, was just knocking people out first round, second round? You know what I mean? Mostly between those two, he would get them out of there. He would put the punches together with the heavy hands that he possesses to get those guys out of there, or convince that ref to stop that fight because you're getting whooped too bad, too quick, right? Berlanga's no exception. And him coming on this card, he is a showcase fighter as of right now. He's in the beginning stages. He's a novice, turning into a hot prospect to turn into a possible contender. And, the heavy hands that he has, it looks good to see him knock guys out. It does, and it just shows you the raw talent, that the power that he possesses. Now, you also have Frank Sanchez and Efe Ajagba. That's another one. Adam Kalnacki and Helenius, the rematch. That's another one, right? So we have a lot of fights. Then you have the main event, of course, the stretched on legacy trilogy fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. That is deemed the best undercard that I've had. I haven't seen a good undercard really in a long time, probably since I know there's been some good ones. I remember Lawrence Clay and Clifford Etienne back in the day when Tua fought Lewis. That comes to mind. I remember Canelo fighting on the undercards of Mayweather fights. Those were always good. But really, we haven't had any stacked cards. It was like bullshit. Then the main event, right? Just like the fights we're going to see this weekend. Okay, the Joshua Usyk card is not great. The undercard is not great at all. You got O'Cauley, and then you got Ricky Hatton's son, and then you got Beefy Smith. But then, you're like, because they're not fighting anybody. And then Ricky Hatton is like, I'm not impressed with Ricky Hatton's son. So, those are not names at all. I mean, there's a few names that you know of, but it's like, who are these guys? But this particular undercard is stacked, and Fox is pulling out all stops. They're throwing the kitchen sink at you. They want to keep you entertained, and I hope this is a great night of boxing. So I'm excited to see that Edgar, the new knockout artist, Berlanga, is coming onto this card as well. You guys tell me what you think of Edgar Berlanga being added to the undercard, on an already stacked undercard of Fury Wilder 3. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.